Welcome, welcome! It's Mud Dog with the Texas Space Navy bringing you another Star Citizen video. And today we are going to discuss the Roadmap Roundup for April 7th, 2021. That's the day. So let's get into it. So they have made quite a few additions to the roadmap this time around. They will always add it around this time of the year as they've figured out what they want to work on for the remainder of the year. So that's what a lot of this is talking about. They have over 100 new deliverables with this week's update. So there's a lot to go into, and I don't want to just read this verbatim, but some things I will read. So before jumping into the new content, they want to call attention to a few new features and the functionality of the roadmap itself. So on the deliverables view, you'll be able to view the progress tracker sorted by the deliverable rather than by the team. So when viewing the roadmap in that view, if you click on any specific deliverable, it'll expand and show you all the teams working on that particular deliverable. If you click on a team, it'll take you to the respective team's schedule on the team's view. That's meant to give you multiple perspectives of the various work being done. You can also search for different deliverables. So thank goodness there's a way to search for it. You put the tonk in, it'll bring up the Nova tonk like that. So very cool that they have that in the deliverables. I don't like looking at the deliverables too much. There's a lot of good stuff in it, but you can really spend all day doing it. You can also sort or filter. So on the right hand side of the progress tracker, there is a new expandable menu called filters. There you have the option to sort the deliverables either alphabetically or when they are due to begin work. Filter deliverables by project or filter them by disciplines assigned to them. The release view progress tracker navigation. So on some deliverables, you'll see a new section next to the description. If a deliverable on the progress tracker also appears on the release view, you'll see this section appear, which includes in the image and the category from a respective card, its release window, and a link to take you to the card on the release view. So you'd be able to click here and it would actually take you to the view. So cool. Now let's talk about what they have on this week's or month's roadmap. I guess it's a bi-weekly thing, so every couple of weeks. The physics team. They're currently reevaluating the physics team's schedule, and it resulted in the following 3 deliverables temporarily coming off the progress tracker until the process is complete. So physical QT movement, phys area refactoring, water physics, large object buoyancy. So those 3 things are delayed until they have a better idea when they're going to be able to work them in. Mission feature team. Additional resources were needed for higher priority features this team was scheduled for. Therefore, these deliverables are being removed from the progress tracker temporarily. Grim Hex Race. All you race fans out there, yep, you're going to have to wait. Prisons version 3. Dynamic population. And Bounty Hunter version 2. Of course, you can read more about these. Well, you could have read more about them until they took them off. But like dynamic population, I'm assuming is going to, change the NPC population based on, performance server, how many people are in that area, etc. Bounty Hunter version 2 should update the Bounty Hunter system, which I'm sure a lot of people are really wanting at this point because a lot of people are bounty hunting because that's where a lot of the money is right now. And it's fun. So USPU gameplay feature team. Additional resources were needed for higher priority features. So this team is now doing those things, and these deliverables were removed from the progress tracker temporarily. The mission manager app, the Grim Hex Race, org perks and benefits, and notification system tier 0. So our org perks and benefits, that's gone. It's not on the tracker anymore. It'll come back. All these things will come back. Some of the new priorities for the USPU team are the following 3 deliverables, which have been newly added to the progress tracker. Selling. This is huge. Donald Trump, huge. Sorry, I couldn't resist. The feature deals with the ability to sell items back to the shops. Players will have the ability to sell items from their local inventory to the shop using our building blocks tech. This will also support generalized loot system that will fill lockers and enemy backpacks with random assortment of items that can be looted and then taken back to shops to sell for money. So all those guns you've been collecting on the FPS 890 jump mission or the Korea mission or the bunker buster mission where you have to go in and kill the enemies in the bunkers, all those guns that you've been collecting, you're going to be able to sell. Yeah, you don't have to have 200 P40 or P4s or whatever. You could sell them and make perhaps a pretty good amount of money. We'll have to wait and see how much money they give, especially with weapon wear and tear eventually down the road. Maybe that will affect the price. It should. Obviously, it's not in the game yet, but neither is selling. Persistent hangars. Work that grants players the ability to have their own personal hangars. This will also bring changes to the cargo gameplay loop by allowing players to pack their grids manually. This is a really big one too. It's something that was promised early on. They have hangars, in the PU that you can go and visit, whatever hangars you've unlocked by whatever you've purchased. And I'm sure this is going to get a major overhaul, but it's something to look forward to for sure. Persistent habs. Work that grants players the ability to have their own persistent habs. What does that mean? Does that mean I'm going to have a hab on Alisar that I can dress up however I want? I don't know. We'll have to wait to see how that works out, how that pans out. I'm sure we'll get more information down the road about this, or maybe it's a hab on a planet. We'll have to see how all of that pans out. What are you guys' thoughts on that? Well, on any of these so far. DevTools team. This team has been removed, but fear not, the team hasn't gone anywhere. DevTools has split into two new teams, the Tools team and the Editor team, which are now both present on the progress tracker. So in addition, they're adding 20 teams to the public roadmap today. Within those 20 teams is more than 100 new deliverables. You can use the list below of the new teams to go browse their deliverables. Happy hunting. So the new teams that they have coming into the game, or I guess coming online. AI content team, AI tech and feature team, audio, character art and tech team, cinematics team, the EU/PU gameplay feature team, facial animation team, fire sprite team, that's the Theaters of War group, gameplay story, lighting team, location art, location concept art, modular Montreal, I guess, motion capture team, narrative, props team, Squadron 42 feature team, tech animation team, UI feature team, UI tech team, and the visual effects team. So all 20 of these new teams, I don't know how many people are in each team. I mean, it could be just a handful of people, maybe even less than that. But it's definitely working on different aspects of the game, whether it be Squadron 42 or the PU. The Grey Cat Rock DS. Previously labeled as unannounced, this deliverable has now been revealed on the progress tracker, which we'll take a look at some of that later. Persistent streaming and server meshing. As this deliverable continues to make progress, we're able to more accurately define tasks required in the short term that are needed for its completion. Therefore, new deliverables have been added both to the network team and the persistent tech team to represent this. Now, in the release view, as a reminder, each column on the release view represents an entire quarter's worth of releases, not just initial release. For example, we previously mentioned that the Starlifters, along with the Tonk, will be incremental 3.13 or 13.x update rather than its initial launch. We've got a few more deliverables in the same boat that are scheduled to come in an incremental 3.13x patch. Missions, spawn closets, ship to station docking, Trumbull Nova tank, Crusader M2 Hercules Starlifter, and the Crusader C2 Hercules Starlifter. The A2 they're going to save for when they have size 10 bombs come in. The following deliverables have been added to the release view. Gray Cat Rock DS. Probably the most pointless vehicle in the game. We'll get into that at another time. Building, implementing, and balancing the Gray Cat Rock DS as a drivable vehicle. As a final note, you're probably wondering when we'll be updating the roadmap to show additional quarters in the release view. They're going to be entering a regular cadence for these updates that coincides with the planning meetings that happen as a quarter comes to a close. So maybe update in May to the other quarters? Maybe. So if we go to the release view, I already have some of these pulled up, but you can see on 3.13 here that most of the stuff is already committed. And you can see in the game already. I haven't messed with the mining subcomponents yet. UI reputation I haven't touched on. Mission spawn closet, so we know that's coming in a patch later. And the Merlin constellation docking is in-game, though it's only good as autopilot. Ship to station docking, a lot of people are looking forward to bringing on their 890s or their hammerheads and using this, or even the reclaimer, using those ships, those big ships, to dock with the stations. Now, Idris and Javelins will be able to do that eventually as well when we have those, if we ever get those. Object push and pull. A lot of people are saying this is causing some server issues and some frame rate drops because the carts don't work exactly like they're supposed to, and there's a lot of them, so it's a lot more entities that the server has to keep up with. Just something to keep an eye on. The Gray Cat Rock DS. If you pull this up, it doesn't really have much here. You would have to go to the deliverable view, which I'm not going to mess with just yet. When it comes out, I will give you some more information on that vehicle. I mean, it's out in the test universe, but I want to get my hands on it to show you guys that vehicle first. Tumbrel Cyclone MT. I plan on taking one of these out for you guys in an upcoming video. Nova Tank is 313X, as well are the Crusader Hercules Star Lifters. Have they changed much in these others? Well, you know, that would be great for a future video, as we've already hit the 12-13 minute mark here. So I will talk about this future stuff again later on down the road. Just know that they do change things from time to time, and obviously in the middle of a patch release. So what do you guys think of this week's Roadmap Roundup? Are you excited about some of those features that they are bringing into the game? Some of these teams that are working on things? Are you disappointed with some of the things that have been removed from the roadmap temporarily until they get a better idea where they can fit them in? Let me know in the comments down below. If you guys want to support this channel, and a big thank you goes out to those of you who have, in the form of my Patreon and YouTube members, you can join one of those groups in the description of this video. I'll have a link to it. If you're new to the game and it's a game you think you want to join, make sure you use my referral code. That's in the description down below as well. And if you're looking to join a really cool org, my org is Texas, you can actually check our Guilded out down below and apply there and on the RSI website. We have to have both applications before we will consider it and bring you in. So thank you once again, everybody, for tuning in and watching my videos. You guys are awesome. I'm Mud Dog with the Texas Space Navy, and I'll see you out in the verse.